There's one desk for, you know, the base up here, so you can keep an eye on the base up here. And you'll want a second security desk that's specifically for this area here. That way, there's going to be a bunch of people in here, because I'm going to put a couple extra time clocks, and all they have to do is, if somebody escapes here, the camera's immediately going to pick it up, people are going to run over, beat them to submission, throw them back in their cell. Now, it's not perfect. I mean, there's no such thing as the absolute perfect strategy. Even Uber traps aren't perfect, but they're damn near. Okay, so my freezer is ready, so they're probably going to start relocating the body bags soon. They might wait till they get a freezer rack up, though. Now, how freezer racks work, each freezer rack can hold up to 6 body bags. Now, since body bags are 1 by 2, as it is, I think they're 1 by 2. No, they're just 1. But you're putting 6 body bags in 3 spaces. Essentially, you're cutting their space down to half a space. And so think about how many. I've got 13. Multiply 13 by 6. So 13 times 6. That right there is 78 body bags I can fit in this 8 by 9 room. Now, whoever's good at math, do 8 times 9. That tells you it's only 63. So I can fit over 78 body bags into 63 spots. Now, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that I got a good deal. Not to mention, they can still use the floor space too. They can actually walk where the body bags are, so it doesn't actually use floor space if they are on the floor. So. Go ahead and just turn all these on. I don't think I can build anything else new yet. Now I'm going to save this space right here, and I'm going to try to pull off the miniature room again, the miniature training room. I'll probably put my lab here, possibly up here, maybe just down this way here. I still have to put my inner sanctum in, some training, laboratory equipment. So, and I'm running out of room pretty fast, so I'm going to have to be a little more conservative with where I put my room. On the other hand, my power is really nice right now. I still have to move these body bags. I'm going to have to get these moved before that maid appears. Because the last thing we want is civvies on the island and agents poking around and seeing these dead bodies just laying on the ground. Now, dead bodies actually do biodegrade naturally over time. And this process happens faster when they're out in the base or outside than when it does in the freezer room. The freezer room makes them last longer, but they don't generate a circle of influence in the room. Well, they do, it just has no effect. Which means it's safer, because it's also harder to get into as long as you keep it well guarded. So chances are nobody's going to get in there and see all your nasty, you know, all the skeletons in your closet, so to speak. In this case, it's actually the bodies in your freezer, but you know the analogy. So they last longer, but they have a less chance of being discovered. Whereas out here, they get rid of them faster, but there's a lot better chance of them getting discovered. And just to let you know, a body bag instantly fills up half of an agent's heat. That's a lot of heat.
You have failed me for the last time.
Now, personally, I'm not a fan of hotels, so I might not put one up. Sometimes I just put a couple small hotels here and there and dot them with things that your minions don't really have to worry about. You know, like hotel rooms, benches, stuff like that. It's not as effective as a full-blown operated hotel, but it does work to keep at least half the tourists out of your base. Of course, once you got disguised doors, you can they're actually automatically key code level 2, meaning agents and tourists can't get at them. Well, agents can still break and sneak in, so can tourists. but the chances of it are less than if you don't have the doors on. Where's the third body bag? Or fourth one? There it is, right there. So as soon as we got these built and a holding cell up, then we'll be able to go ahead and capture the maid. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and capture her now. Wrong button. Capture. So since I do have an armory, they're going to come and just drop her on the armory floor. And then later, once I have the active holding cell, they'll pick her up and they'll put it in the holding cell. If I didn't have either a holding cell or an armory, well, obviously if I have no armory, I'm not going to have a holding cell, but if I don't have an armory, they're literally just going to leave them where they drop. Which means that if it is an agent, they have a good chance of just getting up, especially if it's already deep in your base. Then again, agents really shouldn't be deep in your base. Have you ever noticed how despite the build tag for items and rooms being the same, only the one for rooms actually moves? So yeah, see they just shoved her in the corner of the room. Since, no, I think she's given VIP status, so I think she can walk through doors of any... whatever. I wonder if those guys found the archives yet. Yes, they did. Oh, but I lost one of them. Send 4 more and put him hiding. Now, as I said with hiding, it allows them to not be affected by any agents being in the area to kill them. On the other hand, you can't do any acts of infamy. You can't plot. You can't steal. Now, I don't know how long it lasts, but it's really not that long. It's only about a minute or two. On the other hand, once the hiding period is over, they'll immediately go back to whatever they're doing before. So if they were plotting, they'll go back to plotting. And if they were stealing, they'll go back to stealing. So now I got a holding cell. They immediately just grab the maid and unceremoniously chuck her into the closest holding cell. And sometimes you give them complimentary kick in the gut when they're on the ground too. See? It's free of charge too. My minions are very generous. So now we got interrogation chairs. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple in. I always like to have interrogation chairs equal to my holding cells, for the point that it makes it really easy to I am actually just going to cut out this top piece. I know it's not going to be symmetrical, and I love symmetry, but it'll allow me to put my my desks in easier. I'm also going to change these to down here. I mean, I've still got gun racks and stuff to put in here. Okay, oh, look at that. We got a new objective. Okay. Reports indicate that trained civilians are holidaying on the island. That'd be the maid. Capture and imprison a maid in a security holding cell. That's been done. The civilian maid could yield useful information to your men. Excuse me, just let me wipe off my glasses here. They're fuzzy. Interrogate her to train up an advanced minion. We have yet to do that one. I should have been sending Jubei out on missions so he gains experience faster. Probably gained a little bit of experience from helping to kill those agents, but the only ways to have henchmen gain experience is to have them kill agents. There is a formula based on what rank the agent is, what kind of agent it is, and where they're from. So for instance, a pathetic smash investigator will yield a whopping 0 experience points, where, for example, a whatever the highest rank is, that'd be let's see, pathetic. Well, feeble is the worst, but the only feeble agents are the ones that I just killed. Those are the only feeble agents in the entire game. There's pathetic, good, something, and then exceptional. Exceptional is the highest. So if you say you had exceptional patriot soldiers, okay, patriot is the highest, being the Americans, they like themselves. Sorry, you guys are probably half American, aren't you? I'm Canadian. I apologize for my previous remark. Soldiers, there's soldiers and there's veterans. Veterans are just better versions of soldiers. And exceptional is the highest thing. So you'd get, like 10 points for being exceptional, 25 points for being veterans, and 10 points from being from Patriot. They would get, like 50 to 75 experience off that. Quite a nice number. And then killing super agents, like I think Jet Chan and Mariana net like 200 points. I think you get like 250 for Katarina, 300 for Dirk Steele, and like 500 for knocking out John Steele. Something like that. I can't remember the actual numbers. If you guys go to the Evil Wiki or Evil Planet Wiki, just search Evil Genius Wiki into Google and you'll find it. There is a wealth of information there, including all of these mathematical things like agent experience, all sorts of stuff. It's really interesting. You'll learn a lot of stuff. Oh, wait, I got interrogation chairs. One thing I do hate about this game is you cannot actually select a prisoner inside a holding cell and look at their stats. You gotta wait till they're in, like you gotta be already watching them when they go in, or you have to click them as they come out to see their stats. So if you, no, not, I want to look at the maid. Where's the maid? There you go. Morgan Hashimoto. See, that's a weird one. It's got a Japanese last name, but a Scottish first name. As you can see, her health has gone down a little bit. Why am I pointing at the screen? You can't see that. Right here. Her health has gone down a little bit because when you're put in a holding cell, as I mentioned this before when I was talking about the deserters, first things first is all of their stats, including health, will be brought back up to full. It's actually common practice, especially in terrorism and torture, to nurse a prisoner back up to health and then torture them. It's kind of, a higher blow to the morale. So, they would have doctors look at them and bandage their wounds and take care of them, give them medicine, and as soon as they're better, that's when they'd start torturing them. It also gives them a chance of living longer through interrogation and giving them a better chance to spill, whatever they have to tell. So it's common practice. They replicated that in the game by causing any entity in a holding cell, including your own minions, to heal while they're in there. And then after that, their health will slowly start depleting to show starvation. And then either they'll escape, or you can let them out, or you can interrogate them or have them assassinated, or they'll just die of starvation if you leave them there long enough. So now I got a valet who's apparently cheering at his own interrogation. And I'm going to put in a training room. For now, I'm just going to do a basic training room. I'll probably maybe destroy it and try doing the world's smallest training room that I mentioned in my previous walkthrough, so you guys can see exactly how it's made. So what I like to do is I like to do 2 to 3 of the level 1 minion things. That would be like the valet, the guard, and the technician stuff, and then 1 or 2 of the higher level ones in order to promote faster training. Now, I left lots of room here because there's still lots of minions. Okay, now that we've got, you know, the mess hall and all that, we can actually start building our corporate facade. So I'm going to have a games room here. Wow, that turned out symmetrical. I didn't even try to. I'm also going to have another games room here. Might as well make it the same. Make it pretty. I like pretty. Ta-da! That looks cool. And then I'm also going to have a small lunchroom. Now you have to be careful not to put the mixer bowl lunch desk in here because it does generate heat. Now the other non-mixing bowl kitchen counter is perfectly fine though. And we're going to polish it off with the barracks. Ta-da! Now over here we are going to do it slightly different. We're going to do it this way. Wait, was that mess hall or barracks? That's barracks, okay. And this way. It's so pretty, very pretty, and I messed it up. Ah, it's because I got more room on that side. I see. Oh well. That's still not bad. Of course, I like symmetry. Symmetry is cool. There we go. All symmetrical. Okay, so in the staff room, we're going to go ahead and put some drinks machines. They can only service one person at a time, but they're one of the quicker ways. Usually it only takes about 3 or 4 cans of pop to get someone's attention back up to max. Although that sounds like a lot, it only takes them about 2 or 3 seconds to drink a can of pop. Like the ping pong table, they'll sit there and they'll play ping pong till they're blue in the face. As long as it's symmetrical, I'm happy. I really would like to center it, but oh well. Okay, so this is the mess hall. We're going to have one mess hall counter, and I'm also going to save a little bit of room to put some automats in, and probably some salad bars. Now those have to be researched, so I'm not going to be able to do it for a while. Now, one thing you notice I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be wasting a lot of space in this room. The whole point of that is wasting space makes makes the agents walk around more because they like to cover as much tile as they can in the room. So wasting space easily allows you to waste the agent's time in the room. That's pretty. I told you I was crazy. I warned you. Okay, so we're just going to hide and turn on. This is my corporate facade. So even if agents manage to make it through the hallway of doors, of annoying doors that lead absolutely nowhere, and get to here, they're going to come and explore this. By this time, their time is already going to be half to 3/4 gone. They're going to, you know, do a walk around here and do a walk around here. By that time, their time should be done, so they should be trying to get out. Also, while they're walking around, I'll peg them for psychological weakening, and that will cause them to be weakened by any valets or spin doctors or whatever in the area, and escorted out, once again losing any heat in the area forgetting where they've been, so they might go back and retrace their steps if they do recover. Also, if they do manage to get all the way through to here, I'll have a couple cameras waiting to see them. And then they'll be sighted by the cameras, and they'll have even more people come to take care of them.